Hello and welcome to DreamFuel's breathwork and visualization of your company going public. My name is Merrick Sean. I've spent over 20 years working with founders, CEOs, and high performers, helping them train their minds the same way elite athletes train their bodies. I've been a founder and have taken my company public. So this work sits at the intersection of applied neuroscience and real-world execution. This isn't about motivation. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about conditioning your nervous system to operate at a level where clarity, confidence, and decisive action become your default. So let's dig in. And we start by changing our state. And we're going to do that with our breath. So what I'd like you to do is just take a seat in your chair. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to relax your jaw, your shoulders, your stomach, your legs. And now I want you to take a deep, deep breath in. Let it out nice and slow. Another deep, deep breath in through the nose. And I want you to let it out nice and slow. Another deep, deep breath in through the nose. I want you to let it out nice and slow. Another deep, deep breath through the nose. And I want you to let it out nice and slow. Another deep, deep breath in. And I want you to let it out nice and slow. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to go back to your normal breathing. And I want you just to lock in. Because the truth is, most people don't fail because of strategy. They fail because their mind isn't trained to handle the pressure, the uncertainty, and the scale. What you're about to step into is not just a visualization. It's a neural rehearsal, a way to install an identity required to really perform at the highest level, even before that moment arrives. So don't just listen to this, step into it. Because this version of you that we're about to access, it's already real. I want you to take a deep breath in. And I want you to let it out nice and slow. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to remember that anything you imagine has a high probability of happening. You know that. You've seen it throughout your life. We're going to take that imagination and we're going to lock it in. You're not escaping reality here. You're stepping into a new version of a reality you built. So I want you to say this to yourself. This is already happening, and I'm just remembering it. Again, this is already happening, and I'm already remembering it. Another deep breath in. Let it out nice and slow. Keeping your eyes closed, I want you just to make this like a movie in your head. This is you walking into this reality you curated. It's early. It's dark outside. You wake up before your alarm, not because you have to, Because something in you is already awake. You sit up. You feel the room. Quiet. Still. But underneath it, something heavy. Not pressure. Significance. You stand up. Your feet hit the floor. Cold. Real. You walk to the window and look out. The city's still waking up. But today it feels different. Because today, your company goes public. Let that land. Years of work, years of decisions, years of moments where it could have gone either way and you weren't sure. You don't rush. Everything's deliberate. You look at yourself in the mirror. No hype, no ego, just truth. I became the person who could do this. I'm the person who did this. Before you leave, your mind flashes back. The early days, the uncertainty, the vision that wasn't quite right, the nights you stayed up to try and figure it out, the conversations where people didn't get it, moments where you almost listened to them, but didn't. The times you made decisions without full information, feeling the pressure, the responsibility, people counting on you, money on the line, your identity on the line. You didn't always feel confidence. You didn't always have the answer, but you moved anyway. That's what separated you. Say it. I moved when others hesitated. Say it again. I moved when others hesitated. Now you're outside. It's New York, the cold morning air. It's cool, sharp. You step out of the car, you look up. The Exchange building stands in front of you, massive, historic. You take a step forward, then another. Each step carries years, but your body's calm, grounded. This isn't luck. This is stacked execution. You walk through the doors, energy everywhere, movement, people, but you're centered. Because internally, you feel like you've already been here. You see your team, not just employees, but builders, fighters, people who've stayed when it was hard, people who grew because you demanded more. You make eye contact, but there are no words. Just, we did this, with a nod, a feeling of pride. Earned, thinking of the ones, the risk takers, those ones who almost broke but didn't, the ones who pushed you. And they're here because you led. You led with confidence. You're glided to the platform. Everything sharpens. Noise faded. Focus locks. The bell is right there. Close enough to touch. Your heartbeat is steady, precise. You look out. Screens everywhere. Your company name, your logo, your work, now public. This is no longer a private effort. This is reality. You take a deep breath and realize you carried more than this moment. Your hand reaches for the rope. You feel it. Rough, solid, real. Everything led here. You pause 1 second, and in that second, everything compresses. The struggle, the doubt, the wins, the discipline, the sacrifice, and then you pull. The bell rings, loud, clear, final. It cuts through everything. that sound. It's the signal that you've stepped into a different level, not just financially, but in identity. You feel it in your chest, your spine. You did it. Now don't control it. Let it come. The pride, the relief, the gratitude, the intensity, let the emotions flow. You made it. But more importantly, you became someone who made things happen. Say it to yourself, I built this. Say it again, I built it. Now lock it in. Ask, who did I become to make this inevitable? You became someone who chooses one priority and defends it, executes when it was uncomfortable. You cut through distractions without hesitation. You handled the pressure without collapsing. Where did you need to get ruthless? Say it to yourself. I don't operate like I used to. Again, I don't operate like I used to. Now bring it back. Bring it back to right now, today. Ask, what does an IPO version of me do today that I've been avoiding? You know the answer, the hard call, the real priority, the things you've been hedging. That's the move. Execute on them now. Make the move now. And I want you to take a deep, deep breath in. And I want you to let it out nice and slow. You're back to this present moment. But not the same, because now you felt it. This isn't about belief anymore. It's about alignment. Ask yourself, does your behavior match what you've just experienced? If not, then you know what to do. That's the game. So when you're done with this visualization, when you open your eyes and come back to present, you now know what you need to do. You now know what you need to execute on. So open your eyes and make it happen. If you'd like a personalized visualization and breath work for you or your company, go to DreamFuel.com and set up an appointment.